Here I am approaching a young golden retriever at the gate. I have instructed the owner to keep the leash loose. After that, it's my job to train the dog. With a cookie in one hand and the other hand to block the dog's eyes, I work to keep the dog with 4 feet on the floor. Note that I do not give the dog the cookie. The purpose of the cookie is to keep the dog's focus down low, because if he looks up at my face, he'll become over-aroused and the jumping will increase. You'll see that occasionally I fail and he is able to move past my hands and up towards my face. Simply stay calm and work to re-engage the dog on the food. You'll start to notice that it becomes harder and harder for me to keep the dog with me because he is reorienting towards his owner, who also has food. His owner gives him the food for any reorienting behavior. Now that he is calmer, we begin to add movement. You'll see me reach out my hand to keep him from looking up at my face, just in case he starts to think about jumping up. The goal is always the same: keep the dog calm. As we continue, you can see that Beamish is becoming calmer and more able to focus on his owner. I reach out and try petting him on the head. If that is too stimulating, I would simply stop and go back to reorienting him on the food. After working for about 4 minutes, he gets a break. This time, when Beamish comes out, I actually have to work to get him excited because he's so much calmer for his second round. Notice how he turns back to his owner. That is becoming his new response to hyperstimulation. The next step would be to repeat this process with a great variety of people, and also to consider all of the environments where the dog tends to hypergreet and try to replicate them in a training situation. When the dog is consistently focusing on the hands, it's time to take the food out of the baiter's hand and let their hand become a target instead. We want the dog to see a new person's hands and be reminded of their handler. With time and consistency, even a hyper-greeter can learn to keep their feet on the floor and to politely greet new people.